Everyone knows there's a lot of names in this world, but a person at birth is received two, a first and a last name. We go through life with our names sometimes without even thinking about the meaning, the history, or the origin of our names. It's even believed that a name affects the character and the faith of who wears it. Sometimes you can even turn your name into a nickname that fits you better throughout life. In little words, a name is a powerful thing. It's the first thing you're given when you enter this world, and it can be meaningful both personally and historically. Let's begin with my last name, Valen, a name that was passed on to me. To me, history is fascinating, and my name is a perfect example of actual stories being true. Before mentioning the meaning of my last name, I want to inform everybody the history of the Mexican race. From what I was always told, the Spanish and the French first appeared in Mexico in the 1500s from what was known as the conquest with the Aztec Empire. Europeans began arriving in Mexico during the conquest, and during this colonial period, most European immigration was French. During this era, it was said that European settlers would rape natives, the Aztec Indians, thus why Mexican race is so diverse when it comes to physical features. Now in the history, it's interesting to find out the meaning of my last name. My name Valen is a French name for those who lived in a valley. French names typically tended to be descriptive of a family, either occupational or geographical, so there's no surprise that my name let us know that we were from the valley. My last name tells very important history, real history of my people, my race, and my family. Now, since we know my last name, it's time to go over my first name, a name that I struggled with for a very long time. Growing up, I dreamed for a simple name, a name that wasn't Montserrat. As a kid, it was so hard to find yourself, especially when your name doesn't fit you. It was so long, so many syllables, and I dreaded it, even to this day, of someone calling it out loud and mispronouncing it. I never went by Montserrat, not even at home, so being called that outside of home, it was like a different person. It wasn't until the 6th grade where I finally felt okay with my name. In 6th grade, I became Monsi. My friends always called me Monsi, and because my family called me Monse at home, so it eventually sticked and got translated. That felt more like me because my home name was now my everywhere name. Though it is better than Montserrat, Monsi still gets mispronounced. For example, people tend to call me Monty. So we see that though some names are interesting, some take a little longer to get used to. You wouldn't think your own name would be something hard to adapt to, but sometimes for some people it is. I asked my mom not too long ago her reason for calling me what she did. Montserrat's a British overseas territory in the Caribbean. On that island, there's a huge volcano and thought to be inactive till 1995, a year before I was born. In 1995, the volcano erupted, destroying the island's capital city of Plymouth, a modern-day Pompeii story. Her being funny said she always knew I was a firecracker. So now I have respect for both names. Valen being a full name full of history about my ancestors and their location, and Montserrat being a very interesting story of an island thought to be peaceful and a name that I made me.